Am I Selena? Do I look like Selena?
Selena wears makeup.
How about now? Do I look like Selena now? This is it. This is the look. I have become Selena Sardothian. I mean, come on, we're practically twins. I'm beginning to realize that I'm not so good at this cosplay thing. Hello, what's up? My name is Josie, and today I'm going to be reviewing Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. If you want to know what it's like to read this book, imagine yourself being thrown into a crowd of 1,000,000 screaming people who are all trying to kill you, and you have to fight for like 12 hours just to get out. This book was one heck of a ride, and I highly recommend, if you don't know, it's the third book in the Throne of Glass series, so if you have not read the Throne of Glass series, you should go read it. This book, I think, is so far the best of the series, so you should go read it if you have not already, because I am going to spoil you. Okay. Since this book was chaos, like complete chaos, I am going to actually break it up. I'm gonna kind of go through each character and the separate journeys they went on. Then I'm gonna throw in some closing thoughts, as well as give you my predictions for Queen of Shadows, which comes out September 1st. I don't know if you noticed this, but each of our main characters, Selena, Dorian, and Chaol, each got introduced to a side character. For instance, Selena got paired with Rowan, Chaol got paired with Adian, and Dorian got paired with Sorscha. Along with these 3 new characters, we also got introduced to some other new characters, which I will talk about here in a minute. And yes, I'm going to keep the makeup on my face. This is the only makeup I own, lipstick. I wore it to a wedding once, and now I'm gonna wear it on my face for a book review. I'm going to dive into characters now, and as always, I'm going to start with Selena, because Selena is the best. So, coming off of Crown of Midnight, we see Selena travel to Wendelin and meet Queen Maeve. Maeve is psychotic, and she needs to die. Like, I thought she might be okay at first, like not really a main enemy. I thought she would be more of like a neutral person, not necessarily someone we would need to take down. But I think we really need to take this queen down because she is psychotic. I pictured the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland as her. I pictured the animated version first, and then I also pictured the Tim Burton one. Queen Maeve switched forms. You know, she can do that, she's fae. After she meets with Maeve, she decides to train with Rowan in order to get information about the Rid Keys, or the Word Keys, or however they're pronounced. So that's pretty much Selena's journey. She meets Rowan, she trains with him, and tries to hone her fae abilities. And as she's going through all of this training and trying to master her fae form and her magic, which is awesome, Selena's a firebender, guys, who knew? But yes, along with the physical training, she's also kind of going through a mental and emotional metamorphosis. It's basically Selena coming to the terms of the fact that she is Aelin Galathynius and she is the Queen of Terrasen, and she has to kind of accept this and almost kind of put Selena Sardothian behind her. And it's kind of a hard thing to accept the fact that you have to step up and, you know, take on this responsibility when you were trained to be someone else since you were, 8 years old. So along with that metamorphosis, we get to see her friendship blossom with Rowan, and I will get to that friendship here in a minute. I feel like the point where Selena really decided to step up and become queen was when she heard about the executions in Endovir and that other slave camp. Like, that was really harsh. They like slaughtered all of the slaves. And not only the slaves in that other camp that starts at the sea, they also slaughtered all the slaves in Endovir. Literally, they did nothing, and Adarlan decided to just murder them all. So yes, I think that was also a big point in Selena's development. As well as that whole showdown with the Valg, I think it's called. Like, there's this crazy scene where they're eating a dinner with the King of Adarlan, and the king like puts this weird magic in Selena, and she's like thrashing, and she's like on fire, and they're like dousing her in water. We also get to see little Dorian, which is adorable. I felt so sorry for him. He was like so quiet and so submissive, and Selena's just looking at him like, you eat like a fine lady. We also get to see her parents' death, which was so heartbreaking. Even though the whole scene with the Valg kind of sucked, I feel like it helped Selena to kind of confront her parents' death and accept that it happened. And then there's also Lady Marian, the woman who sacrificed herself for Selena. That was another heart-rending scene. And I feel like that also ties into why Selena hates sacrifice and people sacrificing themselves for her. Because it all kind of started with that Lady Marian, and that's a pretty traumatic thing for an 8-year-old, and it's like something that's kind of set in her and like continues throughout her journey. And when she finally gets out of the whole Valg like entrancement, when she sees like her past self, like little Aelin, and she also sees Sam and her parents and her uncle, and they're all telling her, get up, get up. It was so strong. Selena's character development is like the strongest point in this book. And I feel like it was very needed after what happened in the last book. And I know she's just ever evolving and developing into soon to be a butterfly of queenness. So now that we're done talking about Selena, let's talk about Rowan. Rowan is what I like to call a 180 character. And there were like 3 180 characters in this book, but I feel like Rowan was the main one. A 180 character is where you first meet this guy and you're like, oh, I hate you. And as you're going on this little path thinking that you hate him, suddenly things start to happen and suddenly you're turning and turning and turning and you're like, oh my goodness, I love you, Rowan, so much. You do a complete 180 on this character and let me tell you, I love it. So I was actually rereading this book and I knew in my head that Rowan did not know about Selena, that she had gone to Endovir. And when he found out about her scars, it was like so intense. And it kind of also explains why he was being a douche in the beginning. I also like that he didn't pity her like Selena was fearing. He actually kind of just had this quiet rage. I love how he comes to protect Selena and be loyal to her. I love their blood oath and their friendship, like that scene where Selena's just like, I claim you as my friend. Friendship is so strong. As I said in my last review, we focus a lot on romantic relationships in books, but when you think about it, we have a lot more friendships than we do romantic relationships. So I like this kind of strong connection between Selena and Rowan. And I also feel like Rowan was kind of the key thing in helping Selena heal from Nehemia. Because she thinks about Nehemia constantly when she's around Rowan. And I feel like, you know, making that connection, that other friendship, like not romantic, but that other friendship, kind of helped her in the healing process and, you know, letting Nehemia go and being able to make other friends and moving on towards her destiny. And now we're moving on to Kale. Kale had an interesting story in this book. He was kind of going through an inner loyalty struggle. Like when he met with Adian and kind of befriended him, he kind of starts to wonder, who exactly am I following? Because technically, like officially, he's loyal to the king, but if you really look at Kale, what his actions, he's not really loyal to the king. And you would think that he's loyal to Selena, but when it comes to like legal actions, he kind of has to side with the king. And Adian kind of pressures him and asks him, like, who exactly are you serving? Which side are you on? What are you going to do? Because there's 2 sides here and you need to be on one of them. You can't be in between. And I love how he comes to realize that he is technically loyal to Dorian. Like since the beginning, since he was a child, he has always been fiercely loyal to Dorian. And Dorian's kind of been against his father, which is why Kale's kind of against his father. So yes, I like that he realized he was loyal to Dorian. I also love the end scene when he finally stands up to the king and realizes, you know, I can't keep doing this. I have to pick a side and it's not gonna be with that guy. I also like his escape with Fleetfoot, how he kind of picked her up and ran down that tomb in Selena's room. That was kind of epic. Buddying up with Kale is Adian, and let me tell you, I love Adian. This is another 180 character, not so much as I hated him at first, but I didn't know what to think, like my defenses were up. But then as soon as Kale says Aelin is alive and you get inside his head, I absolutely began to love him. I love you, Adian. I need you to reunite with Selena now. And as soon as he realizes that Aelin is alive, he is fiercely loyal to her. Like, there is no question in my mind. He's like, that is my cousin. She is my queen. I am loyal for her. I will die for her. She is who I am serving. You do not diss Selena, Aelin, whatever her name is, Elentia. He's also kind of in the same situation that Selena was in, kind of working for the king, and publicly it looks like you're killing your own people, but you're actually on the inside trying to save them. Like on page 244 it says, he, Adian, would burn the library, the city, or the whole world to ashes if she asked him. It was their bond, marked by blood and scent and something else she couldn't place. A tether as strong as the one that bound her to her parents. Stronger in some ways. I feel like it's almost kind of a sibling relationship because neither of them had any siblings. And technically, they're the only family they had left. They're like the rare people that are left in their family, as well as Terrasen. Yes, I love Adian. I love how he stood up to the king with Kale. I am so scared that he's locked away. Like, I need him and Selena to reunite right now. Because Selena thinks about him too. Like, we didn't know that he existed because Selena's kind of been hiding the fact that she knows him, like she's been hiding the fact that she's Aelin. But they have a really strong connection, and I need that sibling cousin reunion, like now. Like, give it to me. Queen of Shadows, you better have that. You better. Now we're moving on to Dorian. Oh, Dorian, I love you so much. So in this book, we get to learn more about Dorian's power and kind of what it all entails and how it develops. He's pretty much the male Elsa, if you think about it. I think there's more in there, but I don't exactly know. I kind of like the parallel how Rowan had kind of ice powers to calm Selena's fire powers. And technically Dorian kind of has that same power, so I don't know. I still don't know who I ship. I'm still on the fence. I kind of like this parallel with Dorian being able to calm Selena's flame and the fact that they're both king and queen, you know, and like prince and princess and stuff. I feel like it would make sense for them to end up together. However, Selena constantly is thinking about Chaol, and Chaol is constantly thinking about Selena, and Selena and Dorian kind of think of each other, but I feel like Selena and Chaol think of each other more. I feel like they had more of a close, intimate relationship. Literally. I am okay with whoever Selena chooses as long as Selena is happy. With Dorian, we get to develop his powers as well as him kind of coming into position as a leader and becoming king. We also get to see him befriend Sorsha, who I'm going to kind of talk about now and weave them two together. So, Sorsha has been here pretty much since the beginning. She has been the one healer, healing all of their wounds and literally covering up any evidence that they've been, you know, doing things they shouldn't be. Book 1 and Book 2 were pretty much Sorsha's soap opera. The prince, the captain of the guard, and the assassin running around and causing mischief. And here am I, watching above in silence, healing their wounds, silent as a mouse. I like how she's been covering up their secrets. I like how when she finds out about Dorian's magic, she immediately takes the blame and covers it up. I liked her backstory. I liked the chemistry she had with Dorian. I feel like they would have made a good couple, and I feel like her death, I hate to say that it's something that kind of needed to happen, but I can see her death, kind of like Nehemia's death, kind of offsetting everything. Literally everything changed when Sorsha was beheaded. Like, Aedion lost his bells and Chaol's going off defying the king, and Dorian just literally like snapped. Also, this is kind of an emotional thing for Dorian to love and lose someone. I feel like it was like a sad love story within a book, like a cutesy love story with a sad ending. And Dorian, my dear Dorian, I totally forgot that Dorian gets like captured by his own father. Like, what did they put on him? Some sort of collar? I'm thinking of like a Radahan, if you guys have ever watched Legend of the Seeker or read the Sword of Truth series. Like, no, we need my baby now. We need to get him out. Dorian, we gotta get Dorian out, guys, like now. Also in this book, we have Manon, or Manon. I'm pretty sure it's Manon. I don't know. She is another 180 character. I was kind of like put off by her because she kind of reminded me of Selena if Selena was a witch. But I loved her development. I loved to see her connect with the Braxos, and I loved the dragons, or the wyverns as they're called. I could cosplay as Manon because I have this shirt here. If you look on it, it's a soccer shirt. It's a wyvern. Do you notice the dragon? And it's green, so it matches. I was on a team called the Gretna Wyverns, and literally like their entire patch, their seal or whatever it's called, it is a dragon, a wyvern. So when I read wyvern, I'm like, oh, dragons, Throne of Glass has dragons. So yes, I liked Manon. I don't think I'm going to cosplay as her because I'm already doing a horrible job with Selena. I'm kind of curious. She seems like the only good-ish character in this horrible plot of witches. But I feel like when she leaves these witches, I feel like she might be a really bad enemy for Selena. I'd like to see what happens when they meet. I don't know. I feel like they're either going to kill each other or end up uniting for a common cause. I want to see this happen really bad. Also, Aramin Hin possibly has the third word key. Can we talk about that? Selena needs to murder this guy. She needs to slowly kill him and eat him, just like the King of Adarlan. We need to eat the King of Adarlan, and then we need to eat Aramin Hamel. So not only did you rescue this 8-year-old girl from a watery death and then trained her to be an assassin, you also stole a necklace off of her, like the third word key. Where is Aramin? Where is he at? Where did he go after he betrayed Selena and got Sam killed? I want blood. Blood needs to happen, and it needs to be his. I want a showdown. I kind of want them to talk. I want him to see her and what she's become. I kind of want him to see her in Fae form and to actually like be freaked out. And then I want her to slaughter him, and I want her to take back the Red Key, and then they need to destroy the towers, and they need to just kill the king. Like, so much needs to happen. So, my predictions for Queen of Shadows. First off, I need a reunion. I need Selena, Chaol, and Dorian to have the reunion and hug each other and be lovely. I need a Selena and Aedion reunion. That needs to happen. I need Rowan to meet Chaol and Dorian, and I want them to kind of freak out about him because that'd be funny. We need Arabin to die, as I've said previously. Yes, we need to rescue Dorian. That has to happen. So yes, that's all I've got to say about this amazing book. I know we are twins, and you know, I'm wearing makeup. This is how you wear makeup, right? You put lipstick on your face. You should tell me what your predictions are for Queen of Shadows because I really want to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.